Hey y'all, good morning. It is Thursday, August 14th, 2025, and this is your daily collective tarot and oracle reading on Jade Emerald Green. The moon is headed to Taurus, y'all, so what does that mean? Don't be stubborn, please, and thank you. Also, it's about harmony, it is about self-care, it is about love, it is about our resources, our monies. That is what Taurus is all about. So make sure you are prioritizing self-care as needed, making sure that you are embracing those passionate feelings, because we have the moon now involved in Taurus when it comes to the things that we care about the most and the things that are going to support us with our sustenance, our ability to survive, our ability to thrive. We also have Mercury sextile Mars, that is Libra and Leo coming together, Leo and Libra coming together, with Mercury being in Leo and Mars being in Libra. Don't want to confuse you, want to keep things respective, right? But point is that all this energy that we've been feeling with, like when it was like moon in Aries and then the sun and Mercury in Leo, that has been continued through this sextile aspect between Mars and Mercury. So keep it up, keep communicating the way and the things that you need to communicate. Make sure that you are keeping track of all the things that you need to keep track of going ahead up until this next week, leading into this new moon in Virgo, because you want to make sure that you more than ever are bringing about intentionality. So use all this energy to set these goals, okay? And Taurus, moon in Taurus will help you with that as well. All right, so for our cards today, this is all about the yin and the yang. This is what I'm convinced of. Yesterday, we had the Two of Cups. Two of Cups was all about our partnerships, all about being the best person we can be in any respective partnership that we have, right? Well, today it is all about choosing the partnership with ourselves, right? Why do you say that? Because you seem like you have two more seemingly paired couples in front of you with the Lovers Mawa-Lisa. Look, sometimes you need imagery that represents two halves, or two whole, in this case it's two whole people, right? But two halves to make a whole. What do I mean by that? Because we're talking about ourselves, right? We have a part of ourselves that tends to need help, you know? It deals with our doubts, our fears. It deals with the things that we just simply don't want to deal with at times, our scarcity mindset. It deals with our unjustified anger. It deals with our sense of hunger. And with these two cards, with the Lovers and with Mawa-Lisa, the god and goddess of cosmic power, it's reminding us that we have to embrace even the parts of us that we don't like in order to get the whole self that we do. Why? Because, yes, having all those things is not necessarily a walk in the park or a delight or a treat. However, when the aspect of ourselves that has the unconditional love, that has the bravery, that has the abundance mindset, that is not one that is rejecting of issues or problems, but is embracing of problems. Once we're able to have that part develop and married with the aspects of ourselves that are seemingly not so cool, right? But when they're put together, that you have a sense of internal mutual understanding between these two halves to make this whole person. And then as you develop the aspect of yourself that is strong and that is wanting to master everything, right? Within the self. Then that part of ourselves, that half of ourselves that is more doubtful, more scarcity mindset, more, unjustifiably angry, all those things quell and they mesh because they come with a sense of passion and understanding. When you can understand yourself and you can get to the root of why you have unmet needs, for example, That's where your power lies. People often think that the Lovers is about, romance, right? And to an extent, yes, it is about romance. You see them? They're obviously in love, right? But you need to be just as in love with yourself before you can love anybody else. The Lovers is ultimately, over in these parts, about choice. You have to make the choice to love yourself. You have to make the choice to love another. Sometimes loving yourself is enough. Sometimes you don't need to engage with the other. And I'm talking about the people outside of ourselves, not the aspect within ourselves that we may not necessarily like. Because collaboration is risk. To collaborate in love with somebody else means you are turning over a level of trust in that person or people. Shout out to the poly gang, hey. But what's important in this realm over here is that not only you show up for yourself when you need to, but that if you do choose to bring somebody in on that experience or some people in on that experience, that they're just as worthy. Okay? And that's the choice that we make every day. Do we choose to trust another with our food, with our, let alone our heart, with our money, our accountants, and things of that nature? Like, you're making a choice to trust. But within ourselves, our yin and our yang, ultimately, when we have our greater self and our lesser self come together, and our greater self is able to nurture our lesser self to be our greatest self, we have our cosmic power finally being embraced, finally showing out. We figure out, yes, we are enough. Okay? These two came together in the midst of an eclipse. You know how powerful times eclipses are. We see them all the time. We don't see them all the time, but every time they come around, they are powerful, is what I'm trying to say. We see the experience all the time. So let your life be an eclipse, okay? And really show out for yourself in the ways that you haven't before. Really work on healing oneself in the ways that you haven't before, because the right person will come along as it stands. Just be the best of you. Alrighty, this is 8 minutes long. I'm trying to keep these under 10. If it don't happen, it don't happen. But when it does happen, it's beautiful. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that you decided to take your time out today to listen to Jade Emerald Green channel. Alrighty, ciao, ciao.